Friends, this is your old neighbor Carl Story from Greer, South Carolina, and it's a pleasure to be in Philadelphia, Mississippi tonight for one reason, for a great homecoming for a great family. You know, and if you look back over the greats in the world, you think in sports like baseball, you think of Babe Ruth. When you think of country music, you think of Roy Acuff. If you think of bluegrass style of music, you think of Bill Monroe. And when you think of bluegrass gospel music, the number one family in bluegrass gospel music today, I would like to introduce them to you tonight. It's a pleasure to be with them. And let's really give them a big welcome in Philadelphia, Mississippi tonight for their grand homecoming, the Sullivan family. Let's give them a nice welcome. Come on.
You better get in that number. No man can number. You better get in that number. No man can number. You better get in that number. No man can number. Coming down from God. Farther in that number. No man can number. Farther in that number. No man can number. Farther than that number. No man can number. Coming down from God. You better get in that number. No man can number. You better get in that number. No man can number. Better get in that number. No man can number. Coming down from God. Mother joined that number, no man can number. When Jesus wakes her from her great slumber, voices heard from heaven will be louder than thunder. Coming down from God. You'd better get in that number, no man can number. You'd better get in that number, no man can number. Better get in that number, no man can number. Coming down from God. You'd better get in that number, no man can number. You'd better get in that number, no man can number. Better get in that number, no man can number. Coming down from God. Oh, thank you so much. And we're so proud to be here tonight in Philadelphia, Mississippi at the Lakeside Auditorium. And we're so glad that you're here. I see people from all over the country here for our first annual gospel singing homecoming night in Mississippi. And we're so glad that you're here. I see people here from the state of Louisiana. We have people here from the state of Florida. We have people here from the state of Alabama, and of course we have a host of Mississippians. We have some here from South Carolina, and we're so glad for all of you to be with us tonight for gospel singing. And this is our first live album, and you've started it off in a great way. We will introduce the folks that we're using on the album, and of course to my left, playing guitar, doing a wonderful job of guitar playing always, a real wonderful job of singing. We often refer to her as the First Lady of Bluegrass Gospel Music, a title that I think she very well deserves, after many hundreds of thousands of miles picking and singing always in the finest fashion. A fine Christian lady, and as I say on all of our personal appearance, she does a real good job, or a pretty good job, of just being my wife. Her name is Ms. Margie Sullivan. Thank you so much. And over to the right of me, playing the old-fashioned five-string banjo, does a great job on the five-string, sings bass and baritones with our group, and just does a fine job. He's been in there on the right-hand side of me for a long time. Now, you folks that's seeing us here tonight, you might not can look at us and tell it, but we're brothers, and his name is Emmett Sullivan. Let's make my brother up. Then we're going to move along to some boys that I am so proud of. And, of course, we'll pick the first one playing the bass fiddle back here from the state of Arkansas in the town of Pine Bluff. He started to work with us when school was out this year and has been doing a great job with us since then. He has a fine family back in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. He's a fine young man, about 19 years old. And his name is Ronnie Dickerson. Let's give Ronnie a hand. And some more boys that we're proud of, one in particular over here on the flat-top guitar, doing a good job on the flat-top guitar. He does a good job on the mandolin. He's a good fiddle player. We'll show you that a little bit later on tonight on this album. And he is, I think, the #1 modern 5-string banjo picker of our time. He's a young fella, about 19 years old, but he's a veteran when it comes to bluegrass music, done exactly right. And we're so glad to have from Louisville, Mississippi, my good friend, Carl Jackson. Let's make some noise. Then we're going to get to a little fella that ain't much bigger than my fiddle, but when he picks, everybody listens. And I hear here in the auditorium tonight, I hear people saying, play it, Marty, play Marty, go Marty. That's because Marty is doing a good job, and the next reason is because he is in his hometown of Philadelphia, Mississippi, among so many of his fine friends. Although he's a young man, 13 years, 2 months, and some few days old. He's a mandolin player, he's a guitar player, he's a bass player. He's a good singer, he's a good fiddle player, and we'll prove that to you. In fact, he's a good musician, and the reason for it, he started when he was young, and he's been in there. His name is Marty Stewart. Let's make Marty laugh. All right, Marty. And doing the talking for the folks and the fiddling here on the violin is yours truly, Brother Enoch. We hope you will enjoy this. All righty, here's Miss Margie to sing a song that we get a lot of requests for. It's one titled, Fear Not.
Sometimes in troubled water, then we stop to think. Though our ship gets battered, we know it cannot sink. My God delivered Moses and led his children through. Each day I hear him whisper, I'll do the same for you. Fear not, my child, I will see you through. There's nothing in this world too hard for me to do. I delivered lives, he raised Lazarus from the dead. I'm just the same, I never change for the words that Jesus said.
When it comes to bluegrass, gospel picking and singing, we have a man right here is right in there with the very greatest. And I honor him just as high as any man when it comes to singing a bluegrass gospel song. And we're so happy to have on our album as a special guest, my good friend and yours. And I want you to make him welcome here tonight in Philadelphia, Mississippi, Mr. Carl Story. Let's get him.
wearisome land. I've got a home in that yonder city, good Lord, and it's not made by hand. A mother, sister, and a brother who have gone through that sweet home. I'm determined to go and meet them, because over on that other shore, 'cause I'm a pilgrim and a stranger traveling through this wearisome land. I've got a home in that yonder city, and it's not made by hand. As I go down to the river of Jordan, just to leave my weary soul, if I could touch but the hem of his garment, because I believe would make me whole. 'Cause I'm a pilgrim and a stranger traveling through this wearisome land. I've got a home in that yonder city, good Lord, and it's not made by hand. Cause I'm a pilgrim and a stranger traveling through this wearisome land. I've got a home in that yonder city, good Lord, and it's not made by hand.
This song, we hope, will be a great blessing to you as Margie sings one titled, "The Stone Was Rolled Away, the Lord Was Gone."
Dawn had come and it was Sunday. All the whole world was in mourning. The Savior had been crucified alone. Faithful friends there came to see him, but the grave, it could not keep him. The stone was rolled away, the Lord was gone. Oh, the stone was rolled away, he's no longer where he lay. He had risen, for I feel him in my soul. Long ago his work was ended, and to glory he ascended. The stone was rolled away, the Lord was gone. On a lonely road walking, two disciples gently talking, when a stranger overtook them by the way. It was Jesus, he had risen, that our sins might be forgiven. The stone was rolled away, the Lord was gone. Oh, the stone was rolled away, he's no longer where he lay. He had risen, for I feel him in my soul. Long ago his work was ended, and to glory he ascended. The stone was rolled away, the Lord was gone. Oh, the stone was rolled away, he's no longer where he lay. He had risen, for I feel him in my soul. Long ago his work was ended, and to glory he ascended. The stone was rolled away, the Lord was gone.
All right, real fine. All right. Great job, Miss Margie. Right now marks the turning point here, and we're going to get the boys to come with the fiddles. Now, I told you these fellas were fiddle players, and a lot of you bluegrass people remember Carl Jackson as being the very finest five-string banjo picker in the country, and he is. But I want to show you another side of Carl Jackson. I want to put him on the fiddle tonight, and he'll play harmony with me and another little fellow over here by the name of Marty Two-Gun Robin Stewart. He's ready to go, and they're going to pick one with me now, and we're going to do one title, Rest in the Homeland, an old fiddle tune that an Alabama fiddler taught me many years ago. Three-part harmony. I'll play the soprano part, and they'll come in and play the baritone and tenor there. And it's one title, Rest in the Homeland. You boys ready to go? Now, I want you to pick real good, because old Pop's depending on you now. All right. And everybody's watching, and everybody's listening. So here it is, one title, Rest in the Homeland. Alrighty, thank you so very much. Well, we're doing a real good job here, and this is our live album, and we're enjoying it so very much, and we're right here in the Lakeside Auditorium in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And now it's time to do a number that we used for a theme song for a long, long time, and it's one that I think is real good for our everyday living, and it's one in the key of A, folks, and it's one titled, I'm Using My Bible for a Road Map. Y'all ready to go? Bible for a road map. Children of Israel used it too. They crossed the Red Sea of destruction. The Lord was there to guide them through. There'll be no detours in heaven, no rough roads along the way. I'm using my Bible for a road map. My last stop is heaven some sweet day. we're going to get the boys to do a number, start a number for Miss Margie that I think is just about the greatest performance that she's ever done as far as it comes to singing a song exactly right and singing it with a lot of feeling. And that's exactly what we want this song to be to you, as a blessing. And this entire album, we hope that not only that it will be good listening and enjoyable listening, but that it'll find a place in your heart to bless your hearts. I think it will. Marty and Carl are standing by to start us out in the number that she does, titled Wayfaring Stranger. Boys, start it.
I'm a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, or danger in that fair land to which I go. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I know dark clouds will hover round. I know my path ways rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me, where weary eyes no more shall weep. We'll soon be free from every trial. This form will rest beneath the sun. Lay down my cross of self-denial and enter in my home with God. I'm going there to see my Savior.
And here's the old Hank Williams song, Faster Than It Was Rode, Faster Than Hank sung it. But in order to get them 5 strings in there, let's go just about like this. Carl, all right? I wondered so aimless life filled with sin, I would let my dear Savior in. Then Jesus came like a stranger in the night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more in darkness, no more in night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. A blind man that God gave back his sight. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more in darkness, no more in night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. The fiddles just a little bit ago on the album so very much until we're going to call the boys back here now, and we done a pretty slow one for you then, but we're going to do a bluegrass fiddle tune for you now in 3-part harmony, and I really want these boys to get in there, and I appreciate their mamas and papas. They're here tonight, Mr. Lee Jackson and his wife, Marty's mother and daddy's here, Mr. and Mrs. Stewart, and we're glad for them, and we're glad that they let these boys travel with the Sullivan family. Yes, sir, and we do have a time on the road. This little fella over here, he's quite a trick. Little old fella's kind of ugly, but he's a good one. No, I'm kidding. I kid with him a lot. He is a fine-looking young man. Yes, he is. And he's going to play good for you now. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. We're going to do this number for all the bluegrass lovers here tonight, and I want to say that I am so happy for all my gospel picking and singing buddies that's come in from everywhere to help us with this great night, this homecoming night in Mississippi. All of our disc jockey buddies, all of our church people that's here tonight, all of our preachers, and everybody. We're going to do this song for you now, and it's one title, Let's Go. Boys, let's do good. You ready? All right, real fast. That's all right, ain't it? I like that. Some more of that. All right, some more of that. Come here, boys, some more. Y'all ready to go? Marty, do good now. Everybody's watching us now for sure. Do good, boy. You're doing all right. If you do real good, I'll buy you a little bubble gum one of these days, all right? A little bit more of the same number, all right?